unnecessary intro song to totally waste your time.
Who? Me? Me? What am I doing? Like right now? Well, I'm laying down with Dum Dum. Dum Dum is taking a nap on her big black fuzzy pillow, and I'm relaxing because we just got back from the beach. What did I do at the beach, you ask? Well, I tried to make a podcast from the beach. I did make one. I didn't post it. You want to know why? Because the wind was blowing in the microphone, and it sounded too rumbly, like this. It's a terrible sound. I hate it. I don't like listening to YouTube videos with that sound on it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm relaxing after having gone to the beach. It was lovely at the beach. And it's lovely resting after the beach. Oh, wait. Oh, you're asking me how I'm doing? Oh, well, that's a hard one. I hate that question. I don't like that. How are you? About what? Can you be more specific? Just generally, what? How are you? Like, how do you feel? I need more information. About what? I'm fine about this. The beach was fantastic. But politics, I'm not fine about that. I don't like that question. I never have. Never liked it. I don't think anybody likes it, really. Nobody ever gives an honest answer. How are you? Fine. It's like that's the only acceptable answer is fine. And it's not because people are dicks. They aren't dicks. They're just maybe a little bit thoughtless. They don't really want to know because it's kind of impossible to know the answer to that question. Because how do you summarize all of your feelings about everything into one answer? You know? You got to be more specific. How am I doing about what? At any given time, I've got emotional opinions about thousands of things. You name a thing, and I can recall an emotion about it. You know? Isn't that how human beings work? I think you could probably hook some electrodes up to my brain or my heart, to figure out how I feel, how I am about something. That's just a surface level. How am I? What do you mean, how am I? Like, how do I exist? How did I come to be? That's a goddamn deep question. That's some philosophy. That's some pondering that's going to take some time. I can't just answer that question with a word. Fine. I'm fine. It doesn't work. I hate it. I hate that question. It doesn't give you anything. Unless you have real time to dig in, which people don't, then it's just a dumb thing to ask. However, if you ask, what are you doing? Now there's some real data. There's some real information. Well, I'm laying down in my pajamas. And I'm wiggling my feet around. I'm curling my toes because I feel some sand in my socks from the beach. Look at all that data. And I'm making a podcast while laying down. I don't even have to sit up. What kind of amateur am I to be laying down making a podcast? Well, look at all that data you got there. You can look at your watch. I can tell you what time it is. There's so many things you can glean from that, from the tone of my voice. And you could dig further. Well, what did you do yesterday? Let me think. What did I do yesterday? Started to clean the kitchen, stopped because it was too dirty. Felt overwhelming. decided to go into denial about it instead. I made a different podcast, watched a bunch of YouTube videos, argued with somebody on Facebook probably. What are you doing tells you more about somebody's life than how are you. I mean, obviously maybe you don't care. I do care though. If I ask somebody a question, I guess what it is, when you ask somebody how are you? Because there are so many billions of different states within your body and so many different concepts and ideas and things about which you have emotions attached, you can just pick a good one. You don't even really have to lie. You can just go, oh, I'm fine. Because you can pick one of the things you're fine about. Oh, I'm fine. The weather's fine. I'm fine. Oh, I had a sandwich. I'm fine. You can just say I'm fine. But there's a million things you're not fine about. Who's fine about everything? And what a terrible answer anyway. Fine. I'm average. I'm neither here nor there. I'm lukewarm. Yeah, well, why don't you tell me something about something that you're passionate about? That's what I'd rather hear. And that's why I'd rather ask somebody just what are they doing? How are you? How? Why not just ask, what are you? What are you? Well, I'm a human. Are you sure? I guess. I mean, all those other humans remind me of me a little bit. But sometimes they don't remind me of me at all. So maybe I'm not human. Probably about 85% human. And that's how I feel. I feel like how human beings feel. How are you? Human. 85%. At least. Did you know that 95% of all statistics are made up on the spot? It's true. It is absolutely true. What are you doing? Enough about me. What are you doing? Let me guess. You're making a sandwich. No, you're not. You're not. You're driving. I'll bet you you're either driving or... Where else would you be listening to this podcast? At a desk at work, maybe? With AirPods in, headphones, so nobody else can hear you. You don't want anybody else to hear your goddamn podcast. Nobody does. Nobody wants anybody to know that they're listening to Joe Rogan. That could get you into trouble. Somebody could walk by and go, I hate Joe Rogan. That guy's a fucking meathead. He's a Nazi. He gives a platform to the alt-right. He's a bad person. He gives a platform to bad people. He elevates their voices. You don't want to hear that. You just want to listen to your Joe Rogan in peace. And if you can't listen to Joe Rogan without your headphones on, you're not listening to me without your headphones on. This is a private moment you're having probably right now. Your podcast listening, your podcast choices. Although you might share it with a loved one. Maybe you're on a road trip with a loved one and you think, they would like this person. Let's listen to this person together so we don't have to talk to each other. Could be that. I doubt it. I doubt that. I'm betting you're alone listening to this. Driving. Passing the time till you get home. Enjoying your commute. I always enjoyed a commute. You hear people talking about the terrible commute. Well, I go on commutes all the time. I commute between here and Utah. Commute between here and LA. And I like driving. Alone time. I can just listen to my podcasts. Think about stuff. Argue with myself in my head. Really, really intense arguments, by the way. And complete with voices. A lot of times these arguments happen in Portuguese because it gives me my chance to argue in Portuguese. Maybe you're thinking in Portuguese right now. I don't know. Have I lost you? What are you doing? Huh? Are you on the freeway? But how do you feel? See, I don't like that question. I don't like the how are you question, of course. But this has caused problems with me in my life because it seems like I've argued with every woman I've ever dated about this. I would always say, about what? Don't be such a dick. Just answer the question. I mean, just give me a general feeling of how you are. I really want to know how you feel. And I'm like, really? Do you? I don't know. I mean, about what? I think when people ask that question, and if they really are sincere, like if they really do laser beam their eyeballs into yours and they're looking for something, I think what they're really looking for is some sort of sadness or some sort of humanity. You know, they want your tender feelings. They want you. I think they want you to say, I don't know. I don't know what they want. I really don't know what they want. Maybe they don't want that. I don't know. But I just find the question to be nearly impossible to answer honestly. It's easy to answer it incompletely. Like I said, by finding one of the things that you like. The weather, I'm fine. You can't really do that with the question, what are you doing? Yes, you can lie, but it's not as easy. It's not as easy, and it makes it would cause a change. You could hear the lie. Do you know what I mean? What are you doing? If you're taking a dump, for example, a lot of people won't want to answer that. Some people will. Wonderful people will just say, actually, I'm taking a dump. Ha ha, ew, gross, bleh. Why did you need to know that? Well, then why did you ask? You know? But a lot of people will lie, and you'll be like, oh, I'm just making a sandwich. I don't know. That echo sounds a little bit toilet bowly. I think you're taking a dump. I can hear some water. I heard a plop. You're peeing. It's harder to lie about what you are doing. But like I said, my sister totally disagrees with me on this subject. She thinks that the question, what are you doing, is too invasive. And a lot of the women I know think that the question is too invasive. Like it's prying. And I'm like, whoa, yeah. Like, isn't prying evidence that you care about somebody? I really do want to know. Maybe, I suppose if I was a woman, and I'm guessing maybe a lot of women are worried that if a man asks them what they are doing, they're hoping they launch into some sexy talk. Like, oh, I'm just sitting here rubbing my boobs. I'm just giving myself a boob massage. Maybe women imagine that men want that answer, and maybe many men want that answer. In fact, I just learned recently that the initials YWD sent over text to a woman basically mean booty call. It's short for booty call. Like, what are you doing late at night? You know, I didn't know that. I always text people, what are you doing? But I really want to know what they are doing. I don't want to know how they are doing. It's too deep. Too much guessing. You know, it's frustrating. How are you? I don't know. I'm just kind of sad. Why? I don't know. I just feel sad. Okay. What are you thinking about? Nothing really. I just have this feeling. Okay, we're not getting anywhere. You know? But if you ask a person, what'd you do yesterday? I laid in bed and cried all day. Really? Didn't even need to ask how you're doing. Why? I don't know. Well, what were you thinking about? You know, you can dig in further. I guess I just answered that the same way. But what are you doing? Your behavior says more about you than anything. You know, your behavior, I think, explains your mental state probably more than if you just wanted to talk about your feelings. And I think that also feelings follow behavior too. You know, what are you doing? I'm walking down the street giving people compliments. Sounds good. You must be feeling good. That's a good thing to do. Yeah, I just told the guy he had a nice shirt, and he smiled. He blushed a little bit. Made me feel good. And I pet a puppy. I pet 5 dogs today. I took my dog to the beach. A lot of information comes with what are you doing, or what did you do, or what do you plan on doing tonight? What are your plans? You know, that's a frustrating one for me. I don't like it when people ask me what my plans are, because I try to live life without a plan. It's probably my big problem. Probably the biggest reason why I don't fit into society is I don't like having plans, because I feel like I'm in jail when I have a plan. What are you doing Saturday night? Ask me Saturday night. What are you doing December 13th, 2024? I don't know. Well, I'm going to be getting married. Could you mark it down on your calendar? Okay, why don't you just tell me 20 minutes in advance? Chances are I won't be busy because I don't make plans with other people. You know, give me a half an hour heads up if you want to hang out. What are you doing in half an hour? I don't know. Want to go to dinner? Yeah, I'm hungry. Boom. Finished. So many people want to make plans in advance. How the fuck should I know what I'm going to be doing Saturday night, or if I'm going to want to do anything? Why would you want to lock me in that jail? Why would I want to lock you in that jail? The jail of the... I'm a prisoner to the plans. No interest. I'm off track, aren't I? I breached into another subject. I should just try to stick with, how are you? What are you? How did you come to be? Who are you? Maybe that's what I'm gonna start saying that to people. Who are you?
I'm Becky, you know me.
No, but who are you?
What are you talking about? You've known me for a long time.
No, but who are you deep down?
Well, you're being weird.
No, but who are you? Why can't you just answer me?
I'm Becky, god damn it.
Maybe you're not Becky. You believe in reincarnation?
Shut up. You're an idiot.
Yeah. How are you? That's what it sounds the same to me. How are you sounds the same to me as who are you? Or what are you? It's a silly question. Just ask me what I'm doing, and then we can have a conversation about that. You know, what are you doing? Laying in bed. Doing what? Watching YouTube. What are you watching? Some stupid show where guys fix their race car. Yeah, why do you watch that? I don't know. I should be out fixing my own van. Well, why don't you? I don't know. It's a good question. Good questions. Better questions lead to better results. I don't know. What the fuck am I talking about? How am I? How am I? How did I get to this point where I'm laying down in my bed in my pajamas, my blue satin pajamas that I ordered from Amazon.com for $19. By the way, they're from Japan or China. So the extra large, not extra large at all. These things are form-fitting pajamas. Not really what you want out of pajamas, to be honest. What you want out of pajamas is comfort. You do. But satin's a good one because you don't want to be sticking to your sheets. You want to be sliding around. When you want to move a limb in bed, these are my opinions. When you want to move a limb, when you want to move your leg, you want it to glide. You don't want it to be gripped by your flannel sheets. You know, you don't want to be sticky, especially in the summer. Everything's too grippy in the summer anyway. But then you got the problem. Satin is also a little bit hot. So really, I should have satin sheets. But now we're getting too personal. See, I don't know you well enough to discuss my sheets. Okay? My line, I draw the line at pajamas. Okay? Beyond that, you got to take me to dinner. You got it? So what have we learned here today? What we've learned is that I have problems. I have problems fitting into society because I get annoyed with the very simple question of how are you? Most people, when you ask them, how are you? They say, I'm fine, how are you? I'm fine, and then you get on. Not me, though. Merkley, how are you? God damn it, about what? Can't you be more specific? I have opinions. You need to conform to the way I like to converse. You stupid idiots. Yeah, it's wonderful to be me. It really is absolutely fantastic. I wish I could let you all in to take my meanness for a test drive. Wouldn't that be fun if we could swap? If you could just swap, if you could just become somebody else. Oh, that would be so great. I could end so many debates by doing that, you know. You've got white privilege. Oh yeah, here, take me for a spin for a while, and I'll take you for a spin for a while. We'll just talk about what privilege is and how shitty it is to be you, or how shitty or great it is to be me. Until you can drive in somebody else's body and become somebody else and switch back and forth, you don't have any fucking clue how somebody is. But you know what I discovered? I'm going to change topic. Not really. This is actually on topic. I discovered through my Anchor.fm profile, the opinion machine, you can leave me a message. And you might, just to bother me, go there and leave a message and say, how are you? Or you could just tell me, hey, you're an asshole. I disagree with you on this and this and this for this reason. And you know what? I'll like that, because even if we disagree, I'll maybe try to get to the bottom of it. I can play your message on another podcast. You could ask me a question that you think might be hard or uncomfortable for me to answer. And in fact, the harder and more awkward and more uncomfortable the question you ask me, the more I'm going to like it, I promise you. Even if I have a resistance at the beginning, if you ask me a difficult question on my voicemail at my Anchor.fm site for this podcast, I'll answer it. I'll be like, what's her name? Dear Libby. Dear Abby. That's what it is. Ask me a hard question. Not an easy one. Ask me a hard question. Did I just set myself up for this? I just realized this is a total accident, but a hard question really is, how are you? So, yeah, be more specific. Try to narrow it down and be more specific about something, right? Ask me, and I'll tell you my opinion. And if you don't want to ask me, then you can tell me one of your opinions on this message, and I can either agree with you or I can argue with you, and I can try to make you feel bad for having a dumb opinion. We can debate our opinions. I can try to change your mind, or maybe I'll just let you be. I don't know. Give me your weirdest opinion. Something that makes you weird. Tell me something that makes you not fit in. What's an unpopular opinion you have? And if you can't find my Anchor.fm site where you can leave me a message, just go into my Facebook, you go to send me a message, and then you use the microphone button and you record a message. I don't want a typed message, because I want to hear your voice, because I want to be able to psychoanalyze you by your tone and your timbre. I want to know something about you, something human about you. I want to use my magical powers to discern your inner psyche by the tone of your voice. Plus, I feel like we should just be communicating with our voices. That's why I started this goddamn podcast in the first place. To get away from this communication via text, which I think is killing the world. So yeah, leave me a voicemail. Ask me a hard question. Give me a controversial, difficult opinion, and I'll put you on the next show if it's halfway interesting. You know what I mean? That's all for now. Thanks for listening.